So many. Good morning and welcome to another episode of Unscripted and Unchained RPG Review. I am DM Bloodworth, and as you can see by the graphics, this is my day 2 of RPG a Day videos, and this one is, the prompt is unique, and the adventure that I want to focus on is S1 Tomb of Horrors by Gary Gygax. Now, I could have used this for a first video because it is the first of the special module series. It's also a first in many ways, in the way that it was written. And I'll talk a little bit about that, but in particular, I wanted to focus on this module as being something that is unique. And that is because of all the adventure modules created for Dungeons and Dragons or Advanced Dungeons and Dragons first, second, third, fourth, through fifth, this module is unique in that it was created by Gary Gygax to not just really challenge the player characters in his own campaign, but to, actually show them that they're not so powerful that they can survive any task that's thrown at them. And so it was designed to be a player character killer. And that's a unique aspect that I don't believe has ever been repeated throughout all of the different official modules created by TSR and later Wizards of the Coast. Not simply a player character killer, because you can do that with anything without any flair or mind challenging. You just throw hundreds and hundreds of mobs at a character group and they're going to get wiped out. Now, this one is going to challenge them in ways that they have to think. And even though they're thinking and it's challenging, using their characters to the best of their abilities, and these are high level characters. Remember, these are 10 through 14, which at the time of this adventure being released, there were probably, I believe, was the first of the high level adventure modules created as well. So this was meant to really test the player group. Now, the player group was Robert Kuntz and Ernie Gygax, so Gary Gygax's son. And they have two, very powerful characters of Robilar and Tensor, which you'll know from, like Tensor's floating disk. So I'm kind of forgetting what kind of character Robilar was. I believe he was probably a fighter type at the time, and Tensor obviously was a magic user, and probably one of the most powerful magic users in the game at that time. So it was really meant to, and in one accounting I read, Gary had written this in an attempt to take these two players down a notch. Basically show, hey, you know what, you're not always going to overcome these challenges with, with the ease that you're used to doing. And so it was one of the first and unique, in that sense, adventure modules where the DM is actually playing an adversarial role towards the player characters. Now, that today is very controversial type of, of design theory, is that, the dungeon master or the game master is not supposed to be an adversary to the player characters. The player character GM relationship now in many cases is meant where the player characters have, or the players have more agency than even the DM has. And I've seen these arguments come up, recently where it's not even a good, considered to be a good GM style, where the GM is you know, the primary decider of what's going on. So this module here really does stand out as a unique thing. And I'm going to start showing you some of the other unique aspects of this module. So I'm going to jump right in and let's shift gears here. So here we have, now I only have it in PDF. I don't have a physical copy of this any longer. But I probably will come around and, repurchase this. So it's only 47 pages long. And, as we go into the adventure itself, they set it up. I can make this a little bit larger so you can see. So here is the legend of the tomb, and it kind of sets it up here. And then goes through the various rooms, so the key to the tomb. I want you to take notice of how short this module actually is. So not including its cover. So you have its description here. So that's page 1. So we're on page 3 of the PDF. So from 3 to, and they go through the room encounters, and I'm not going to spoil that for anyone. So from 3 to page 11. So this is a very, very short module as far as the actual contents of the adventure. It really is just a series of very powerful room traps, and then some powerful monsters, including the main challenge, which is a demi-leash, which is Asarak. The other unique thing about this, and a first, is that they give you various charts on how to set up the character roster for use with the Tomb of Horrors. So there's it was designed to be a campaign. I'm sorry, not a campaign, but a convention module that you would run. So it wasn't really designed to play as part of your regular player groups, their regular player characters going through this, because it is meant to kill off characters. And so you would use pre-gens, so that they didn't really have to worry about so much. We're just playing this for fun. We're playing this to see what kind of challenge is involved with it. And so very quick charts on how to generate different character setups. The handouts. This is the first adventure created where there were a number of handouts that the players would receive. So as they enter a room, they would be given a handout, and then they're told to look at this picture, and now you're going to try to figure out how to get beyond this, particular trap or puzzle or whatever it, may turn out to be. So the players are handed these. There's actually more handouts than there are pages to the adventure. So each one of these templates, which are really, really cool, pictures. Some of them are very well known, and I will get to. This is an iconic image. All right. So this is the reason why, for many, many years, players are carrying the 10-foot pole because is sticking it into the mouth here and then retracting the 10-foot pole, and they would discover, which I believe Robillard discovered this when Robert Kuntz was bringing his character through. He stuck it into the hole, retracted the 10-foot pole, and the 10-foot pole was, much shorter. And so they realized, hey, let's not stick our head into this thing or, any limb or anything to see what's going on. But when I know when our player characters went through this with my group, I was a player in this. I don't think I ever ran Tomb of Horrors as a DM. So when we went through this, none of us survived. And we were playing with fairly high level characters, and the way that our DM handled it was we had woken up from a dream, and so it was it was just a nightmarish thing. I believe, if I recall, I'm going back, 40 years or, 37 or so years back. This was where my character died. And he was the last survivor. I had turned tail and was trying to escape. And so this is the trap that killed my character off. But as far as a unique experience, and I just keep on scrolling through here and show you a little bit of everything. You could see how many handouts there were for the players here. Just amazing. And there, of course, is the demi-leash. Here's the map. I'll show you the map really quick. And we'll shrink this down so we can get the full view. It's not a very huge map. 3 entrances, 2 falls. Very powerful traps in both of those. And then once you discovered this, you could see all of the, different traps and everything, set up. And the rooms have corresponding handouts. So if we go to 33, if we go to 33A, and we look on the map here, I just saw 33. So here's 33 here. And then to close. So coming back to, the uniqueness of this adventure, it's an adventure that has not been duplicated as far as, a different module doing the same thing for the same purpose of just taking the player characters down a notch, and, really meant to, wipe out the player party and teach them a lesson. There are other adventures that are quite dangerous, but I don't think any really rises to this level. And so that's what I think makes it probably one of the most unique adventure module experiences that you as a DM can run to your characters and for your players to really experience something that's just like, wow, this is, just over the top kind of a challenge. So once again, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't had an opportunity to check out Tomb of Horrors, there's certainly, you can get them on print on demand through Drive-Thru RPG. And then you might find them in other locations as well. You can certainly find the original and the revised editions of this on eBay. You might even be able to find them on Amazon as well, as part of the third-party market. So I hope you enjoy. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments to leave, please leave your comments. and I look forward to seeing you on the gaming screen sometime soon. You all have a good afternoon.